Hello everyone, my name is Kayla from Chromatic Creations and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to sit down and dive into some goals and plans and ideas for the upcoming year. I am currently filming this on December 30th, so it is not the new year for me, but it will be for you guys by the time you are seeing this, so I hope you guys are having an amazing new year so far. And before we hop into the video, I would just like to address, I chopped my hair. The dreads have been chopped off. Okay, I am brushing them out, you guys. I am just ready for a big change. My life is really changing, especially next week. We are closing on our house next week and it's just like so crazy. Everything is changing. We're moving, we're gonna be homeowners. It's just a whole new chapter for my family. Me, my hubby, and the doggy. And I've been contemplating it for a while and I feel like I've kind of outgrown my little dreadlock phase and I'm ready just to have some sleek, low maintenance little haircut. So yesterday I did chop some hair and the dreads are still in there. I am in the process of brushing them out, but it is a slow process. So my hair is gonna be a little janky until next Sunday. I have a hair appointment to get a good even trim and deep condition. So hopefully by the time we close for the house, I will have a new look. Oh, already, like, this is just so crazy to me to have short hair. I haven't had short hair in, I wanna say like 4 or 5 years. So it's been a hot minute and I already love it. I just feel very light and fresh. So just wanna explain a little bit on that front because it's a pretty big change. Alrighty guys, let's dive into the new year goals. Most of these have to do with fiber arts. I feel like that's not that unexpected, you know? I mean, this is a fiber arts channel for the most part. I got all my notes here on my iPad, so we're just gonna go through all of my goals and kind of plans and ideas. It's not like all goals, like I wanna get this done and this done. It's more of like, these are the things that I would like to do in the new year. If I don't get around to doing them, that's okay. I'm not that type of goal setter. I would love to achieve these things, but if I don't, I'm not gonna be heartbroken and beat myself up over it, you know? So let's start out with my favorite category, knitting. For my knit goals 2025. And now I've been thinking about this for a while. At the beginning of 2024, I did not knit at all. And since beginning to knit, I have knit a pair of socks, I knit a sweater, I have started 2 other sweaters, and a handful of other projects, lots of hats, a couple scarves, that kind of thing. And I am kind of addicted to knitting. I love it with my very soul. It is just so comforting and relaxing, yet productive, and just very rewarding. I love knitting. So going into the new year, my goals for knitting are the 3 C's. Okay, this is cables, color work, and construction. Those are my 3 goals for the new year. I want to work on experimenting with patterns that are outside of my comfort zone that include cabling. I've never made any cables before. Color work, I've done a little bit, but not a lot. And construction. Construction is kind of a vague term. When I talk about construction, I mean like doing new things I've never done before. So for example, when I've made sweaters, I've done all raglan style. I want to play with different types of construction. So maybe like a circular yoke or saddle shoulder or drop shoulder, just like different ways of constructing sweaters, even if it means more work. I do raglans because it just means I can knit in the round over and over and over, okay? This means I'm gonna have to knit some flat. Maybe I'm knitting panels, I don't know. But I wanna play around with things that kind of intimidate me, but I know are gonna have a really lovely outcome. I have actually already started this category a little early. Michaela and I are working on our buddy knit project and we are doing the sweater number 14 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, and it is a drop shoulder construction. I actually just did my first shoulder last night and it is just so satisfying to see it work up. I have really been loving the project so far. As for knitting goals, I kind of have 2 types of projects that I really want to focus on, and this is gonna be sweaters and socks, obviously. Like the two S's, okay? I have a lot of sock yarn that I bought and I'm really excited to try out different methods of making socks. The only pair of socks I've done so far are the heel flap and gusset socks, and I feel like there's better ways to make socks out there. So I'm excited to try out some different construction in that, and maybe some cables and color work in my socks. My sock book that I have has 25 different patterns and they're intimidating. So I'm excited to get to some of those this year. And as for sweaters, guys, so excited. During this little process, I did do a little pattern roundup just to kind of show you guys what I'm thinking for my projects this next year. These are just the patterns on Ravelry that have kind of inspired this goal. So let's quick go over some of these knit patterns that fit the criteria and might be on my 2025 make list. Starting off with the Rhodes sweater by Ozetta Knitwear. This sweater is gorgeous. It is knit in a worsted weight yarn, which I have a lot of, so this could be a really great stash busting project. It does have the drop shoulder construction, which just gives it such a relaxed and comfortable look, which I love being comfy. Like, if you were to meet me in real life, there's a 95% chance I'm wearing an oversized t-shirt, okay? Like, that is just my vibe. I want to be comfortable, okay? Comfy. And this just is so pretty. But I love the idea that it can be a stash buster project. I have a lot of yarn and I feel like I could knit something really cool with this. The next project is the halibut sweater. Guys, I know if you knit, you've seen this sweater before. Okay, this sweater is all over my Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, and it's like, it's everywhere, but for a good reason. It is just so beautiful and funny. It's a funny sweater. It's a fish sweater, okay? It's funny, and I love that. It's like borderline iconic and borderline ironic. You know, it's like right in the middle. I love it. It's just so fun and just beautiful, okay? It is knit in a DK weight yarn, which I have a ton of, okay? Now, I originally bought all of this yarn to do my buddy knit in, and this is the Drops Charisma and Petrol, and I ended up not using this yarn. I'm using a different yarn. I have a sweater quantity worth of this. So all I have to do is buy the white color and I'd have the halibut sweater, which if I already have the yarn, it's a free sweater, okay? I'm just putting that up there. The halibut actually has 2 of the criteria because it is color work for one, and it is also a circular yoke sweater, which I've never done before. So I feel like this is definitely gonna be made next year, you guys. I don't know if it's like a spring or like a next winter thing, but it is gonna be made this year. I have a very strong feeling about this one. Alrighty, the next one is the Brady Loop sweater by Other Loops, and this is knit up in a DK weight yarn. It is 2 criteria as well because it has the saddle shoulders, which I've never done, obviously, and cabling. It's like low-key cabling. It's not like a whole cable knit sweater, but it has just that little detail down the sleeves. I think it is so pretty. It is so pretty. I would love to make this sweater, and honestly, I want it in the color that she's wearing it. Like, it's just beautiful. I think like kind of an off-white. Hers is kind of borderline gray. I think I would go more like warm tones. I feel like it looks better on my skin personally, but I feel like it is just a beautiful, beautiful sweater. This next sweater is the sweater number 15 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. Now, this is an all over cable sweater. It's very intimidating. Looking at it, it looks like a challenge, but I'm always up for a challenge. This is knit up in a sport weight, which I don't have a sport weight yarn in my stash, but I do have a whole lot of this. This is the Angora Gold. This is a fingering weight wool acrylic blend. I got this as a Christmas gift from my girl Tess. She is so sweet. I love her, and I want to knit up a beautiful sweater with this. And I think this one might be it, because if I double strand this, it'd be a sport weight, supposedly. And I think it would look really good. It's got a little bit of a halo on it, and I think it would just look super, super nice. Definitely something to consider. And for the last pattern of our knit roundup, we have the t-shirt number 1 by My Favorite Things Knit. I don't know if you guys are seeing a pattern here, but My Favorite Things Knitwear kind of has my heart right now. Their designs are simple but beautiful. They're very wearable, like everyday essentials, but like bougie because they're hand knit. You know what I mean? And I saw this t-shirt and I need to make one, okay? It's made with a lace and fingering weight. It has the saddle shoulder construction, and I've never made a t-shirt before. And I'm wondering if I make it out of like maybe a cotton wool blend or a cotton bamboo blend, like it could be like a summer t-shirt and like be very wearable in like the spring. I don't know, summer in Idaho it gets really hot, so I don't think I'd like a deep summer, but like a spring fall kind of t-shirt. I think it'd be really, really cute. I will probably be making this at some point this next year. Okay, I do have one more pattern. It is not a knitting pattern, it is a crochet pattern. I don't have a ton of crochet patterns on my to make list this year. Actually, I have two. I have kind of two patterns on my crochet to make list, but that's just because I've made a lot of crochet sweaters and I want to make some knit sweaters. You know, I got to even it out in the closet. But this sweater definitely caught my eye. This is the Scorpio sweater by Crochet Highway Designs, and it is made of DK yarn and it is raglan style crochet top. Look at the texture, you guys. It is just so beautiful. It is so beautiful. It is actually reversible, so the other side has a different design as well. But I really love the color she used here. She uses kind of like a aqua teal and white, and it's just very classy. Like, it doesn't even look like crochet to me. It just looks beautiful. It just looks beautiful, and I want to make one. And I guess that kind of leads us into our next section of the video, and that is crochet goals, plans, and ideas. Now, my crochet goals, plans, and ideas is kind of a short list just because knitting has kind of taken over my life, but I do have crochet goals, okay? Goal number 1 is to design at least one pattern. Okay, I designed 2 so far. I have a 3rd one literally on my hook, okay? I actually started it in August and I haven't picked it up back since because it is a spring design. Hopefully it'll come out next spring. I think after I move in a couple of weeks, it'll kind of become priority and I'll get it ready to be tested. I'll have a good long testing period and I want it to come out in like April or May, sometime in there, because it is a very spring project. If you want to know what it is, you're gonna have to go back and watch my Leavenworth travel vlog from a while back, then you can know, okay? But it's really cute and I'm excited. My other crochet goal is that I want to remake my Gemma cardigan. This pattern is by I Am Blanca. I loved this pattern. I made this sweater in 2 weeks and I love it to death. It is so cute, but I want to make it in a color that is more wearable. Okay, that's the goal, is a more versatile color, because I find that the color I made it in is just very pastel spring and I want to be able to wear it all winter, all fall. Like, I want it neutral, so I'm thinking like an off-white. And there's actually this yarn at the yarn shop. It's called Vento by Barocco and it is just soft yarn. It's, I think, alpaca and acrylic, and it's just so lovely. It works up really, really nice. It is a sport weight yarn. It is perfect for this project. So once I get some cash, I will be making the Gemma cardigan again this year, just because I loved it that much. And of course, like you saw, the Scorpio sweater, I do have crochet ambitions, okay? They just come and go as I want them to. And kind of in the crochet category is my Etsy shop, because it's mostly crochet goods. I will be continuing to update my Etsy shop, of course. I actually have 2 new products that I want to get put up. I'm gonna wait till after I move. I ain't trying to stress myself out right now. I've got too much on my plate. Life's crazy, okay? But I do want to put up some knit scrunchies at some point and some cast iron handle covers. I made a couple in my Christmas vlogs for Christmas gifts and they turned out so great, and I think they're so cute and very useful. So at some point I will be making a vlog of us making those and getting them up on the Etsy, but not right now. All right, our next category in our goals, plans, and ideas is the new skills that I want to learn. As a fiber artist who enjoys many different types of crafts and hobbies, I want to learn some new skills, and these have actually been on my mind all year, and I've just been kind of waiting for the right time to do them. And I think this year, this is the year. And there are 2, okay? I'm not trying to overwhelm myself with a bunch of new things to learn. There are 2 things I would like to learn. I have been saying this for a very long time, but I want to learn Tunisian crochet, okay? You get the joy of crochet and the joy of knitting in one craft. Obviously, I want to learn how to do that. Cosmati made this Tunisian crochet sweater and it lives in my brain rent-free. I want to make this sweater, okay? I want to get good enough at Tunisian crochet to make this sweater. So at some point, I'm thinking me and you, we're gonna have a Tunisian crochet date. We're gonna sit down, we're gonna vlog, we're gonna learn how to do it together, because I don't know what I'm doing, and it's gonna be a lot of fun, and hopefully I will make a cool sweater out of it at some point. The other skill that I really want to get into and start learning is spinning my own yarn. I've been waiting for this, okay? I am so excited. I literally have an Amazon cart full of supplies to start learning how to spin. Unfortunately, the yarn shop I work at does not sell spinning supplies. They don't sell fiber and they don't sell like drop spindles or anything. It's just specialty yarn. So I will have to source it. Amazon seems to have a good selection for beginners. Obviously, I don't want to go out and buy luxury fiber and not know how to spin it nice, you know? So I'm waiting for the rainy day where I click buy all on my Amazon shopping cart, because I've got drop spindle, a couple different types of fiber to try out, and just stuff like that. Really, I just want to learn drop spinning. Like, that is like the goal for this year. Next year, maybe we'll buy like an actual little, like, probably not like a whole treadle wheel. That's a lot. But like maybe a little electric spinner situation to ply and spin. I don't know. But I really want to spin. And my goal for this year is to make 100 grams of one yarn. Okay, that's a lot. That's a whole hank of yarn, which means I'm gonna need to spin two 50-gram singles and ply them together for a 100-gram hank. And I want it to be pretty usable yarn. I don't want it to be super chunky. Like, I'm looking for like a worsted weight hand spun, 100 grams. I don't know. That's my goal. I got a bat of fiber from the White Elephant gift exchange at the yarn shop, and I'm waiting for the right time to spin that. I want to get some like cheaper, less luxury fiber, like some Coriadel, something to learn how to spin first and then get to my nice fiber. But spinning is on the to-do list this year. Super excited. Again, that probably won't happen until after I move. This is all like after I move stuff, because moving right now is taking up every ounce of my brain power. It has been stressful. I've got all these boxes back here. We're working on getting packed up, and it's a lot. It's a lot. But anyways, let's move on to our next category, which is my project journal. I am so excited to show you guys this. I'm so excited. Look at her, she's so cute. This is my Knitting Crochet Fiber Arts project journal. And with that being said, it is a journal. I will be putting journal entries and just like whatever I want in here, okay? But I will show you guys from time to time. And I'm actually so excited to get back into journaling. I have not had a journal for many years, but there was a time where I was super into it. I had all the stickers and highlighters, and like I had a little photo printer. It was just like, I was a journaler, and I'm really excited to get back into that, but have the focus and intention of documenting my projects. So I'll show you. I did start already. I have two kind of project spreads, I guess. So the first one is for my Chantal mittens. Okay, so here I just have information about the pattern, the yarn, the needle size, all of that goodies. And then over here I have some pictures. So like here's like the little progress pictures. I've got a space here for when I finish both of them. I will put a picture of both of them. And I just have a little swatch of the yarn I used, and it's just a really cute way to document this project. And then I have my sweater number 14 v-neck, which is also my buddy knit. So this is kind of the inspo pic. I've got my info, my little gauge swatch, and of course it is my first buddy knit, so I've got a little picture of me and Michaela from our FaceTime when we cast on together, and that's it. I obviously haven't gotten too far, but just those first two pages brought me a lot of joy and was really enjoyable for me to do. So I am really excited to get into this. Sometimes I have these moments where I'm like, I really want to knit or like be involved with my fiber arts, but like my body is saying no. So like maybe I've just been doing too much, my wrist will hurt, my elbow, whatever, and I know I need a break. I think this will be a really great way to give my body that rest, but still actively be working on my projects in some sense. If that makes any sense, I'm really excited about this. And if you guys want to see more updates in here, I would love to show you guys. But that is one of my goals for this year is to update that maybe once a month, maybe one project a month minimum, okay? I could fill it up, I might. But I at least want to do one once a month with my favorite project. I feel like that is very doable, very manageable, and I think it would be a lot of fun and a really lovely keepsake to have in the future. Alrighty guys, we have one more category in our goals, ideas, and plans, and that is my yarn. We can't talk fiber arts without talking yarn. At least in my case, I'm a yarn girly. I have a giant stash over here. It will all be moving with me to the new home. But that being said, I do have plans and goals and ideas for my yarn. Going forward, I want to make intentional purchases of my yarn. This just meaning I have thought through what I'm gonna do with the yarn. So every once in a while, I'll buy a nice hank of yarn or whatever, just because I enjoy it, and maybe I'll find a project for it in the future. But I really just want to try to keep my yarn purchases intentional, meaning I have a project in mind, I'm buying the right quantity for said project, and I get to it in a decent amount of time. Because I have so much yarn, if I want to do a willy-nilly project, I've most likely got something for it in here. Which leads us to the next thing, stash busting. I want to bust out some of my stash. I have a lot of yarn. As I showed you guys, I've got a sweater quantity worth of the Drops Charisma. I've got a sweater quantity of this Angora Gold. I have another sweater quantity of stuff I got from Hobby Lobby a long time ago. Like, I just have a lot of yarn, and I want to use it and put purpose to it before I go and buy more yarn. So if I have a project in mind, like, I'm gonna check here first, obviously, and make sure like there's nothing I can do to use that. Which also leads us to our third category, which will be buying high quality fiber. I am a very fortunate human being. My husband and I are decently well off. We are not rich by any means, but we have money for a roof over our heads, clothes on our back, and food on our table. So we are very well off, which I am extremely grateful for. I also work at a yarn shop and get a discount on my yarn, which is another thing I'm very grateful for. Because of these things, I feel like in this chapter of my life, I can focus on buying high quality yarns that are good for the environment and sustainable and make high quality clothing. I am not a yarn snob. I love acrylic. There is a time and a place and a special spot in my heart for acrylic. I'm not judging you if you use acrylic. I'm just saying that for me, and this point in my life, I am going to actively try to buy less synthetic fibers and more natural fibers. Now, I'm not gonna completely cut out synthetic fibers. My goal is to only buy acrylic blends, and it has to be blended with natural fibers. So an acrylic cotton, acrylic wool, acrylic alpaca. So as long as it's got a blend, like, I'm okay with that. Or like nylon and wool. Like, a lot of fingering weight for socks is nylon wool. Totally okay with that. I think that's great. In fact, it's better than 100% wool for socks. But I'm just trying to avoid 100% acrylic yarn, even if it's on sale for a great deal. For the sake of our environment, I'm going to attempt to avoid buying that. Now, it might happen. I might buy some acrylic yarn, and that's okay. But I'm just trying to be intentional, buy nice things. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm gonna enjoy it more if I am more intentional with my purchase, know what I'm getting, can save up for it, feel good about buying it, I feel good about making it. That's my goals for this year. And that's it. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Now, there is one more category, and this does not have to do with fiber arts, okay? This is my personal category, my personal goals, ideas, and plans for the new year. So let's talk about lifestyle. Am I gonna completely change up my lifestyle in the new year? No, okay? No. However, with the new year brings a lot of new change for me, as you've heard, with the moving into a house and the haircut and it's just a lot is changing. And one of the things that I want to do better at this year is I want to cook more, okay? Not just baking bread, but like cooking meals, meal prepping maybe, eating more vegetables, just more nutritious meals. I feel like my husband and I are very busy people, so we find ourselves making a lot of Costco pot pies, which is fine. We love Costco pot pie, but I want to do better with the cooking and the nutrition of my family. And I think moving into the new house is gonna help me a lot because it's a new kitchen space. It'll be new and exciting, and I just want to really kickstart that move with the intention of cooking more and doing more meal prep and healthy eating. And it'll be nice because we're kind of moving outside of town a little bit, so we're not gonna be like down the road from fast food and the grocery store and all of that. So we're gonna have to kind of think through like our grocery shopping and like plan, you know, be adults. It'll be nice, it'll be good. It'll be good for us, but it'll be a change. It'll be a change. Anyways, that's kind of all. That's my goal. My goal is to eat a little healthier and keep crafting. That's it. That's the goal. I think that's kind of what the new year is gonna look like for me. Now, this being said, I just want to warn you guys in advance. In the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be very, very busy. I'm going to be uprooting my entire life in this apartment and moving it somewhere else, unpacking and nesting and like trying to find some normalcy in my life, and it's gonna be a little rough for me. So if I miss an upload or two, I apologize, but just know I will come back to making normal content, twice a week uploads. We will get back to our vlogs. We will get back to our fun projects. I promise you guys. I love YouTube being a part of my life. I love you guys being a part of my life. Like seriously, just reading your comments, it warms my heart to the fullest. So with that being said, go ahead and drop a comment and let me know just one of your fiber arts goals, plans, or ideas for the new year. I can't wait to read it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like I said, I love you all, and I hope you all have a very lovely new year. Goodbye, my friends.